In my past life, he hated me to the core, but in the end, he was the one who handled my funeral. He was the one who avenged me. What I didn't expect even more was that after seeking my revenge, he abandoned his fortune and slit his wrists. I was reborn in my own icy coffin. I returned to the day when I cut ties with Shen Yu. My eyes turned red. I was just about to reach for a hug. He suddenly pinned me against the wall and kissed me fiercely. He poured the knockout wine into my mouth. When I died, I caught my wife having an affair with another man. They worked together to kill me. I jumped into the river, pretending to commit suicide by drowning. Lin Mengjiao anxiously held my suicide note and called the police. Several boats searched the river for my body because Lin Mengjiao gave them false information. They were doomed to fail. Lin Mengjiao knelt by the riverside, sobbing her heart out. Honey, don't die. Why did you lose hope and try to kill yourself? You can't earn money and you've lost the ability to have kids. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Honey, don't die. Please come out, okay? Honey, Sobi, what am I supposed to do alone if you're gone? Lin Mengjiao's tears flowed nonstop. She hadn't eaten all day and hadn't drunk any water either. Her lips were pale. She looked about to collapse. Her appearance was enough to make anyone cry. Does Lin Mengjiao really love Zhu Chun? What did Zhu Chun do to deserve her love? If only I could have a wife who loved me like that and was that beautiful. I'd be smiling even in my dreams. There were tons of reporters and media present. They were taking photos and videos of Lin Meng while sighing emotionally. I guess I'm the only dead person. No one feels sorry for. Who would pity me? A useless freeloader. I watched all of this unfold. My eyes filled with hatred. That two-faced bitch is still putting on an act. Ha ha ha. I laughed mockingly. I really was so stupid. Played for a fool by a woman. My whole life was a joke. As De Hao, young master of the GU family, I was shunned by someone like Yang Zi. In the Jiao family, I didn't stand a chance. The one I always loved was DNV, but she always used me. The person who truly cared for me was the one I pushed away myself. I hate it. I really hate it. But I'm dead now, and I can't get revenge. Online, people were celebrating my death. Good riddance, they cheered. This is what happens when bad guys get what's coming to them. Ladies, let's celebrate big time tonight. Congrats to Yao Yao for being free from misery. Lin Mengjiao is part of the entertainment industry. She's called the national goddess. Everyone thinks I'm not worthy of her. Now that I'm dead, her fans, even people who hardly know us, everyone online is cheering. Lin Mengjiao stayed by the river all day. She couldn't hold on and fainted. The search team looked for a day and a half, but they couldn't find me. They gave up. And my soul returned to the GU mansion. Just as my second sister, Jiu Qingyan, was checking Weibo, she exclaimed in shock, "Mom! Dad!" Zhu Chun jumped into the river to kill himself. Zhang Shaiying was stunned. Someone as shameless as him? How could you commit suicide this way? This can't be true, right? It's all over Weibo. Lots of police and firefighters are at the river. Everyone is congratulating Lin Mengjiao for escaping her suffering. Zhang Shaiying sneered if he wanted to die. It's not like we forced him. What does it have to do with us? Today is Liar's birthday. Let's be happy and not mention him at all. Let's celebrate Liar's birthday. Let's have a drink and forget everything else. The whole geek family gathered around the dinner table. It was all smiles and laughter. Everybody was cheerful. It made my heart turn completely cold. So these are my real parents and my real sister. They could be so indifferent even after hearing about my death. My soul returned to that river. I watched as the sun rose and set. The evening glow faded. My heart was filled with dead silence. The people closest to me were cold and indifferent. They saw me as a disgrace, a burden. Even the wife I loved most always used me. treated me like a dog. Only Shen, you truly cared about me. This person who cared about me, I ended up losing. Shen, you must really hate me, right? My voice turned hoarse. The way I treated him, how could he not hate me? He gave me his whole heart, and I crushed it. I can still remember how Shen Yu looked. So hurt and hopeless at our wedding. The sun finally set completely. Everything was shrouded in darkness. My soul wandered aimlessly over the river. Suddenly, countless flashlights appeared. They shone towards the riverside. I froze. I saw a group of people in wetsuits coming over. At the very front was a woman dressed in black. She was stunning and elegant. Her figure was striking. She had the aura of someone in power, but also seemed fragile. My pupils shrank sharply. It was Shen Yu. She actually came. Didn't she lose all hope in me? Back at our wedding. For a whole 5 years, she hadn't appeared before me again. Shen, you looked extremely pale. There were dark circles under her eyes. She looked completely exhausted. Find him, all of you, Shen Yu commanded with a raspy voice. Whoever finds him will get 1 million. The person who discovers him first will get 100 million. Achi, all costs. He has to be found. The river is so cold. He didn't want me to be all alone down there. Its president, Shen. The search team was filled with motivation. They began a massive search. They searched nonstop for 2 days and 2 nights. Finally, one night, they found my body. It was on a deserted riverbank. They found the body the moment it was pulled out of the water. Everyone except Shen Yu started retching at the sight. My body had been soaking for 4 days and was already decomposing. The face and lips protruded grotesquely. My eyes bulged. My limbs were bloated and thick. The muscles looked puffed up like they would pop, swollen so much it seemed they could burst with a poke. The skin was covered in a dark green hue, and if that wasn't enough, the body was radiating a stench you couldn't even describe. I was shocked. Is this even me? If I were someone else, even I'd want to throw up. One of the crew members said, President Shen, he's so unrecognizable now. We can't be sure. Is this really Mr. Jude? Should we do a test? Even if you turn to ashes, I'd still recognize him. Shen Yu's eyes brimmed with tears. Tears ran down from Shen Yu's eyes. She squatted down before my bloated corpse and gently stroked my decomposing, swollen face. Choked with emotion. With a hoarse voice, he called out to Chun. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. Crystal clear tears dripped onto my corpse. Then, to everyone's disbelief, Shen Yu lowered her head and kissed the upturned lips of the corpse. Everyone was so shocked they couldn't speak. So was the way I look in death. Even I feel disgusted. How could she bring herself to do it? My understanding of Shen Yu's obsession has just reached a whole new level. Shen Yu licked her lips contentedly. Her beautiful eyes filled with a sick obsession. Chun, even if you're dead, I'm still going to leave my mark on your body. My corpse was taken back by Shen Yu. It was preserved in a huge, transparent ice coffin. This ice coffin is enormous. It's big enough for 2 people in the last couple of days. Shen Yu has stayed by my corpse day and night on a late, silent night. All the servants in Lin Mangao's villa were knocked out. Lin Mangiao was having sex with Julie when someone knocked on the door. Lin Mangiao and Julie ignored it, but the knocking kept coming, one after another. Julie's mood was ruined. She angrily opened the door. She saw 4 men at the door, wearing sunglasses and masks, all dressed in black suits. She froze. Who are you? One of them smirked. Yeah, Master Gu, our boss, Mr. Shen, would like to invite you to a gathering. Mr. Shen? You mean Shen? You. That's right, the bodyguard replied. A sudden wave of fear surged in Ji Yuli's heart. It really was Shen Yu, the head of the Shen conglomerate. Hadn't he already completely given up on Jiu Cheng? Jiu Cheng just died not that long ago, and Shen Yu came for him so soon. Before he could think of a plan, those bodyguards had already tied him up tightly. They even stuffed a rag into his mouth. Lin Manjiao's eyes widened in terror. In a panic, she took out her phone to call the police. As soon as she pressed the number 1, a bodyguard snatched the phone away from her, trying to call the cops. Not a chance, Miss Xin. Come with us. The housekeeper Wang entered Shen Yu's bedroom. He respectfully reported, "Miss, we've captured those 2. They're being held in the dungeon now." "All right, I understand." Shen Yu gazed at me gently. "Chun, I'm going to avenge you. Wait for me. I'll be with you soon." My soul followed Shen Yu to the basement. Lin Menjiao and her lover Julie were already tied to the cross. Julie's legs were trembling. "Miss Shen, I know I was wrong. Please, I'm begging you, let me go." It was Lin Ming. Yes, it was Lin Mengiao who wanted to kill Ju Chun. This had nothing to do with me. Lin Mengiao glared at him, eyes wide. "Julie, how dare you slander me? You were the one who suggested it. You were the one who did it. You said, as soon as he was dead, we could be together with no obstacles." Actually, this moment, they perfectly illustrated what it means to abandon each other in the face of disaster. Shen Yu smiled gently, but there was endless coldness in her beautiful eyes. "Stop playing the blame game. Both of you, you both have to die. The ones who killed Chun. Not a single one gets to live." Shen Yu walked toward Julie, holding a knife. Under his terrified gaze, Shen Yu ruthlessly plunged the knife into his body. "Ah!" Julie screamed in agony. Shen Yu knew human anatomy well. She knew exactly where to stab so that Ji Yuli wouldn't die immediately. She stabbed him over and over again. The man I cherished so much. How could you bring yourselves to kill him? How could you? Blood dripped from Julie's body until he finally died. Only then did she stop. Her actions. Shen Yu's fair face was now stained with blood. Yet in that moment, she was still breathtakingly beautiful. Lin Menjiao fainted from the horror of Julie's gruesome death. "Splash some water to wake her up," Shen Yu ordered expressionlessly. A bucket of ice water was dumped onto Lin Meng. "Your turn," Shen Yu smirked. She lifted Lin Mengyao's chin with the blood-stained knife. "Lin Mengyao, I really envy you. She really loved you. She ran away from me again and again for you, even threatened me with her own death. You had his love, so why didn't you cherish it? His unreachable love was trampled on so recklessly. You both deserve to die." Lin Mengyao stared in terror at the knife in Shen Yu's hand. "Miss Shen, I'm sorry. I know I was wrong. Please spare me." "Lin Mengyao, do you know, I've wanted to kill you for a long time. But he liked you. If he died, I was afraid he'd do something stupid. Now, I don't need to worry anymore." Off to the side, the white tiger stared intently at Lin Meng. Shen Yu personally untied Lin Meng. Lin Mengyao thought Shen Yu was letting her go. She knelt on the floor in gratitude, as if she'd survived the disaster. "Thank you, Miss Shen. Thank you, Miss Shen." Shen Yu smiled slyly. She raised her hand, and the white tiger lunged at Lin Meng. "Ah!" Lin Mengyao screamed in terror. She tried to run, but the tiger bit her leg. She was no match for the tiger. Crunch, crunch. The white tiger tore off flesh, gnawing on bones. Lin Mengyao watched as the flesh was ripped from her own body, bitten off piece by piece. Her eyes were filled with endless despair and regret. She regretted everything. She shouldn't have messed with Yu Cheng or fallen for him. That woman is a total lunatic. She's terrifying. Half an hour later, Lin Mengyao finally stopped breathing. "Boss, she's dead." A bodyguard stepped forward. That face, still stunningly beautiful and stained with blood, curled into a bloodthirsty, cold smile. Chun, I've avenged you. I stared at her in a daze. My wife betrayed me. My father, mother, even my sister didn't care when she saw news of my death. Not one person I cared about was genuine. The only one who cared was Shen Yu, the one I hurt the most. The woman who vanished for 5 years. She actually avenged me herself. Staggering, Shen Yu returned to the room, opened the ice coffin, and gently stroked my face. Chun, I've come for you, Shen Yu murmured softly. A resolute smile appeared on her face. She took out a knife and pressed it against her delicate wrist. Shen Yu, no! I screamed at the top of my lungs. I tried to grab her wrist and stop her from killing herself, but my hand passed right through hers. As a soul, I couldn't touch her. Shen Yu had already stabbed her own wrist. The sharp blade split open her tender skin, piercing the artery. Blood spurted out, making the blooming manjasaka flowers nearby even more vibrant. Shen Yu also lay down in the ice coffin. He leaned over my chest, shedding all the coldness from his body, smiling gently. Achun, whether in heaven or hell, I'll always be by your side. It's really nice to die together with you. Her slender, fair fingers pushed into my swollen hand, interlocking our fingers. All the blood drained out. A stunning smile curled up on Shen Yu's lips, and she completely closed her eyes. I held my heart. It hurt so much. Feels like a sharp blade stabbing into my heart, twisting over and over. I lost you, Shen Yu? If I had another chance, I laughed mockingly. Was it just my wishful thinking? There will never be a chance to do it all over again. Someone like me doesn't deserve a second chance. My soul keeps wandering around the world. I attended Shen Yu's funeral. I also saw my parents and several older sisters, how agonizingly they cried over Buli's death. What a clear contrast. When I died, this family happily celebrated Buli's birthday. When Buli died, they were in pain and despair. I stayed by Shen Yu's gravestone, not knowing how much time passed, crying so hard I was sucked into a huge space. Everything around me was a blank white. A hollow, chaotic voice sounded. Yin energy, female protagonist. The plot is about to collapse. You are now being given the chance to reconstruct the entire story. You will have a photographic memory, exceptional learning skills, as well as some knowledge from another world. In addition, you also have a separate space. You can enter it with your mind. 1 hour inside the space is just 1 minute outside. As soon as the voice fell, my vision went black. When I opened my eyes again, I was actually back on my wedding day. It was on this day in my previous life. Shen, you came to crash the wedding. He hooked my chin with his finger and said some chilling words. Achun, you really are disobedient. Without my permission, you dare run off and marry another woman. Well, since you're so disobedient, then you're going back to the cage I made for you. Achun, you have no freedom now. His voice was like a demon's, echoing in my ears, taking my soul along, about to shackle it with chains I can never escape. I knew if I was taken back, then in this life, I'd never have the chance to be with Lin Min Yao again. I wouldn't have freedom anymore. I'd be forced to spend my life with Shen Yu. This woman I utterly hated. Back then, I grabbed a knife and held it to my throat. The blade cut my skin. Scarlet blood oozed from the wound. I used my life to threaten Shen. Shen Yu, I'm not your I've never agreed to be with you. Why do you insist on forcing me? If you ruin my wedding today, all you'll get is a corpse. Shen Yu, can't you just let me go? Give me freedom. Let me be with the woman I love. My gaze was determined. As long as Shen Yu forced me, I'd immediately use this knife to cut my own artery. The look in Shen Yu's eyes then was pain, agony, and despair. and also nervousness. It seemed as if I could see helplessness in him, as though he lost his support, indulging in licking his own wounds. That day, Shen, you stared at me for a long time. Suddenly, he gave a mocking smile. Fine, as you wish. I'll let you marry Lin Meng Yao. Shen Yu left, taking his bodyguards with him. As I wanted, I married Lin Meng. From then on, Shen, you never appeared in front of me again. Any news I got about Shen Yu was all from the internet. I clenched my fists. This day was the turning point of everything. I'm going to change my fate. Here's what I'm going to do. Shen Yu comes to crash the wedding. This time, I must obediently leave with Shen Yu. I checked the time. It was about right. Getting ready to go to the wedding venue. I came out of my room. The Jiu family sat grim-faced on the couch. The atmosphere in the living room was extremely tense. Are you seriously going to marry Lin Ming, my biological mother? Zheng Shuken asked with heavy eyes. I calmly answered, yes. Fine. Chu Chun, you're something else. Zheng Shuken gritted her teeth. Our Gu family. How did we end up with such a shameless thing like you, as the eldest young master of the Jiu family, running off to be a living son? You're really something. That's right. I am a living son-in-law. I feel inferior in front of Lin Meng. I've always treated her as a goddess. I did everything she said. When Lin Meng Yao wanted me to marry into her family, I agreed without hesitation, partly because I worshipped Lin Meng Yao, but also because I felt suffocated in the Jiu family. I wanted to escape from the Jiu family. But when I got to the Lin family, it was just jumping from one pit of fire to another. In the Lin family, I wasn't a son. To be exact, I was a servant. Lin Jia wanted to save money, so they fired the servants. All the housework, laundry, cooking, cleaning was dumped on me alone. Zhang Shukin's face was full of anger. Jiu Chun, if you dare marry Lin Meng Yao today, then you need not ever disgrace the Jiu family again. Her eyes brightened. His mother really planning to kick Jiu Chun out. Sure enough, his plan was correct. I like Lin Meng. I chased after Lin Meng like a loyal dog. He anonymously made a deal with Lin Meng, paid her 3 million. The request was to have Lin Meng Jiao marry me. After all, he's also Dad's biological son. Why can't he inherit the Jiu family? He was afraid Zhang Shaying would find out his real identity. So he came up with this plot. He wanted Lin Meng Yao to make me break all ties with the Jiu family. And to be extra sure, he would have Lin Meng Yao completely destroy me, turning me into a worthless person, making me lose any ability to manage the Jiu family business. Jiu Chang was smoking cigarette after cigarette, surrounded by a cloud of smoke. Jiu Chun, if you don't go marry her today, you are still a member of the Jiu family. Call Lin Meng Jia now and call off the engagement. If his eldest son becomes a living son, if word got out, where would Jiu Chang put his face? I stated firmly, word by word, today I must marry her. The wedding will not be cancelled. Now, I still need to go to the wedding venue and marry Lin Meng Yao as planned. I'm going to wait for Shen Yu to show up, break off the engagement with Lin Meng Yao right in front of Shen Yu. That way, I'll show even greater sincerity. Bang! Jiu Chang slammed the table hard. Jiu Chun, I am your biological father. You never listen to me. My sarcastic retort, you have a mother and several sisters. Have you ever treated me as your son or your brother? Since that's the case, why should I still view you as my real father? My cold Ghazi sweeps over the sofa at these blood relatives of mine sitting there. I was kidnapped when I was a child and ended up in an orphanage. That orphanage was so poor. Being full and warm was a luxury for me. Watching those orphans at the orphanage. Some got found by their birth parents. Some were adopted. In my heart, nothing mattered more than my desire for family. Till I was 13. Ju Cheng found me. He said I was the son he lost years ago. Actually, that moment, I was thrilled. I thought I finally had a family. When I returned to the GU family, I tried to fit into this family. I did everything I could to please the GU family, but they always held prejudice against me. They thought I was just someone from an orphanage, without parents, lacking upbringing, that I wasn't worthy of being a part of the GU family. In their eyes, there was only Jiu Lee, the adopted son. As for me, a useless biological son. They never cared. What's even more ridiculous is, even after I died, seeing their reaction to my death, I could finally see it clearly. Turns out I wasn't as important to them as a stranger. If a stranger died, they might have shown a bit of pity. But when I died, all they had was indifference. How ironic! They're supposed to be family sharing blood ties. Jiu Cheng shouted in anger. I can't believe I raised an ungrateful son like you. You think you're all grown up and capable now, huh? Then get out of the GU family. If you have the guts, never come back for the rest of your life. Expressionless, I said. Fine, I'll leave, Jiu Cheng said coldly. Sign this agreement before you go. I glanced at the lawyer nearby and sneered. Can't wait to kick me out, huh? Perfect. I don't want to have anything to do with the GU family either. I didn't hesitate to sign the agreement to sever ties. With the document in hand, I left resolutely. Julie said, Mom, I want to attend my brother's wedding. Jung Shukin looked full of disdain. Aren't you embarrassed to attend his wedding? Mom, if no one from our side shows up, I'm afraid my brother will feel bad. Besides, people will start talking if this spreads around. Let me represent the GU family, okay? Julie pretended to think of the family. Jiu Cheng nodded. All right, you can go. Julie got into the Ferrari. She got it for her 18th birthday, a gift from Jiu Cheng. It cost $8 million. Julie picked up her phone and called sweetly, baby. Lin Mengyao complained playfully. Liger, you know what day it is today. Why are you calling me? Julie replied hoarsely. I miss you. Baby, let's meet at the Junyu Hotel, okay? I already booked a room. How are you still thinking about this now? Lin Mengyao's face flushed with embarrassment. I still need to attend the wedding. Julie curled his lips with a smile. We still have 40 minutes. There's still time. Lin Mengyao thought about Julie's skills in bed and felt a rush of heat inside. Julie is also the second young master of the GU family. He's deeply loved by the GU family. He'll inherit all their fortune one day. Julie, this man, I have to keep him. Lin Mengyao said sweetly. I'll be right there. Leger, wait for me. Lin Mengyao used the excuse of not feeling well and needing to rest a bit to have the car stop at the Junyu Hotel entrance. As soon as Lin Mengyao swiped the card and entered, she was grabbed by the wrist by Jiu Li and pressed against the wall. Jiu Li's eyes were burning with desire. Baby, you're really beautiful today. Today is Lin Mengyao's wedding with me. Right before the ceremony, my wife was still under him in bed, moaning seductively. Just thinking about this is exciting. Lin Mengyao blushed deeply. Don't mess up my makeup later, or my hair. I still have to attend the wedding. Clothes were scattered all over the floor after everything was over. Lin Mengyao leaned against Gu Li's chest and said softly, You're amazing. How do I compare to Juchu? Who makes you feel better? Liger, I'm yours. I never let that idiot Ju Chun even touch a finger of mine. Even after getting married, I wouldn't let him touch me. Good girl, Julie smiled in satisfaction. When it was almost time, Lin Mengyao finally showed up at the wedding reception again. Her face was still flushed. She pretended and said, Jiuch, I was too tired just now and fell asleep in the hotel. Good thing I made it. I ran over here. It's so hot. I recognized Lin Mengyao instantly by her current look. It was exactly the same as last lifetime, when I caught her and Jiu Li in bed together. Her face after having sex, Jiu Li and Lin Menjiao, those two actually met in private on our wedding day. Turns out, they started messing around way before. Guess I was too blind to see it. Jiu Li showed up in a suit holding a red envelope. He still looked annoyed. Bro, mom and dad are still mad, and our big sisters are busy with work. So they couldn't come. It's just me with this red envelope. Attending your wedding with sis, a faint smile on Julie's lips. Your little brother wishes you and sis-in-law a happy marriage and eternal happiness. May you have kids soon. Lin Mengiao took the envelope and said gently, "Thank you." Jiu Li and Lin Mengiao exchanged a flirtatious look. Right under my nose. Lin Mengiao secretly tugged Jiu Li's sleeve. "Bro, I won't bother you and sis-in-law anymore. I'll head in first." Jiu Li had a look of provocation in his eyes. Big brother's wife will be moaning under him every day from now on. Just thinking about it feels great. I sneered. Revenge is a dish. Best served cold. This time, with my second chance at life, I will definitely. I'll personally make Jiu Li and Lin Mengiao pay the price. Not just Gu Li, also the Jiu family. I'm going to deal with them together as well. I greeted guests at the door with a calm expression. Achi, this moment. 5 black business vans sped down the road. In the front vehicle, an exceptionally beautiful woman sat in the back seat, even with sunlight shining on her face. Her expression was still as cold as ice. The air around her was filled with a fierce aura. Shen Yu let out a low laugh. Such a very naughty dog. I was even thinking of giving him some freedom, so he wouldn't be so resistant to him. But in the end, he actually wants to marry another woman. Since that's the case, then I'll just lock him up, make him a canary with broken wings. Assistant Zhang Qing, who was beside Shen Yu, got chills from her cold laugh. His body shuddered violently. President Shen Jiangqing asked cautiously, "Should we call young Master Jiu first and ask about the situation? Or maybe just bring him out?" Shen Yu chuckled lightly. "Why bother with all that? Just take him directly. So disobedient, he should take responsibility for the consequences. Expose the fact that he's mine, right in front of the woman he loves." Jiangqing was stunned. "President Shen, are you really going to crash the wedding?" "President Shen, if you barge in there, young Master Jiu might strongly resist. He's worried I'll push him too far, and he'll be desperate enough to drag us both down." Shen Yu's voice was icy cold. "Even if he tries to kill himself, I won't let him be touched by any other woman. He can only be mine." The wedding is proceeding smoothly. Smiling, the MC introduced, "This is the bride, Ms. Lin Menjiao, and this is the groom, Mr. Zhu Chung. They've known each other since childhood. They've been acquainted for 8 years now. All through those 8 years, they got to know each other, became close, fell in love, and finally made it to the wedding hall. Let's give a round of applause and wish this loving couple happiness." Among all the guests present, apart from Jiu Li, they were all close family and friends from the Lin side. They all looked down on me, muttering with disdain, "This Jiu Chun is completely worthless." Even though he's the eldest young master of the Jiu family, he's not favored at all. How could Mengiao possibly fall for him? Such a shame. "Mengiao, you're so stunning, yet you're marrying such a poor guy. Honestly, if it weren't for him, no one would ever marry Jiu Chun. His only good trait is his willingness to marry into her family." Not a single person applauded for them. The whole place fell silent. The MC was awkward for a second. This was the first time he'd ever seen something like this. Nobody in the audience wanted to bless the couple. Thankfully, the MC's professionalism pulled him through. He quickly regained a smiling face. He continued smiling. Next, let's move on to the exchanging of rings. Mr. Gu Chung. Are you willing to take Miss Lin Mengao as your lawful wife? To love and cherish her, the MC recited the vows slowly. Everyone's eyes turned to me. Ji Li held her red wine, the corners of her lips curling up smugly. Gu Chun, oh Gu Chun. As long as you marry Lin Ming, your life will basically be ruined. I looked at the entrance suspiciously. Frowning, why isn't Shen Yu here yet? If I really exchange rings with Lin Ming, I'm afraid no matter how loyal I act later, it'll all be pointless. I kept hesitating without answering. People in the crowd began to whisper, "What's going on? Why does Jiu Chun seem unwilling? You're overthinking it." Jiu Chun acts like a lovesick puppy in front of me. How would he refuse? He must thank the heavens for marrying Ming. There's no way he would refuse. The MC tried to smooth things over. Loki. Our groom is so happy, he's at a loss for words. Mr. Gu Chun, are you willing? Again, a strange silence filled the air. Lin Mingyao's face darkened. Ju Chun, what are you spacing out for? Hurry up and say yes. Shut up, I barked irritably. Lin Mingyao's eyes widened in shock. I actually dared to yell at her. My gaze was fixed on the entrance the entire time. The MC started to get a headache. First, none of the guests wanted to give their blessing. And now the groom won't even answer whether he's willing. He'd never encountered such a tough wedding. With no other choice, he raised the mic once more. Sir, are you willing to take Miss Lin Mingyao as your lawful wife? To love her your whole life, to stay loyal to her. She refuses. A chillingly cold female voice sounded. The MC was stunned. Now, what is going on? She's crashing the wedding. My eyes lit up. Shen Yu is here. She's finally here. Suddenly, 16 bodyguards in dark glasses, looking powerful and intimidating, appeared. They rushed inside, arms behind their backs, and took position on either side of the aisle. The Ling family had never witnessed a scene like this before. They backed away in fright. The sound of people gasping in shock filled the hall. Then, a woman walked down the center of the aisle. She wore a black evening gown, as if she had just come from a gala. Her face was exquisitely beautiful, like a truly unrivaled beauty. A woman like this could easily draw countless men to her, all vying for her attention. But her expression was icy and untouchable, with an aura that brooked no disrespect and an arrogance that dominated the room. Shen Yu's entrance drew everyone's attention. Jaws dropped all around. Everyone's eyes filled with amazement. She is just breathtakingly gorgeous. Even Julie looked at Shen Yu in astonishment, though she'd seen many beauties before. This was the first time she'd ever seen someone this stunning. A woman like this is like a poppy flower, dangerous to approach, yet incredibly irresistible. Impossible not to feel the urge to conquer her. If only I could win her over. Julie's mind started racing with ideas. She looked at Shen Yu with a burning determination in her eyes. Standing on the circular stage, Lin Ming wore an openly jealous look. She was a campus beauty at Shangqing University, and known for her looks. But in front of this woman, she couldn't help but feel inferior. Shen Yu, wearing heels, walked up the steps and onto the stage. She pronounced clearly, Ju Chung. He doesn't want to marry another woman. Lin Mingyao felt the woman's overwhelming presence and forced herself to stay calm, asking, "Who are you?" "Today is my wedding with Gyu Chun. What are you doing here?" Shen Yu glanced at her coldly, regarding her as nothing but an ant. She ignored her. Chun. Her slender, pale fingers lifted my chin. Her voice was as cold as ice. "You're really disobedient without my permission. You dare to marry another woman." Everyone stared wide-eyed. The scene was in chaos. This woman came here for Ju Chun, and from the sound of it, Her relationship with Ju Chun is anything but ordinary. Ji Ju Chang is really stealing the show. First, Meng Yao insisted on marrying him. Then, another stunningly beautiful woman showed up. Looks like she's here to crash the wedding. An ice-cold woman leaned in close to my ear. Her red lips gently parted. Since Ah-chun refuses to listen, I'll just have to drag you back to the cage I built for you. Ah-chun, you no longer have any freedom. Shen, you said exactly the same words as in my past life, faced with this deja vu scene. I've rehearsed it countless times in my mind. I decided to pledge my loyalty to Shen Yu first, say that I'm willing to leave with her. Lin Mengyao will definitely, angrily question me. I'll snap back at Lin Mengyao. After putting her in her place, I'll boldly announce I'm breaking off the engagement. Doing this should calm Shen Yu down quite a bit. Hundreds of thoughts raced through my mind. I spoke up. Shen Yu, I'm willing to go with you. But before I could finish, Shen Yu pressed a finger to my lips. Chun, don't speak. I was confused. W, what's going on? Shen, you glanced at Zheng Qing. An icy order? Bring it over. Zheng Qing handed over a glass of red wine. Shen, you held the wine in her mouth. Then she kissed me. Julie clenched his fists tightly. This woman was defiled by Ju Chang. So, filthy Shen, you spat the wine into my mouth. All I could smell was the woman's fresh scent. My mouth was filled with the taste of wine. Wine dripped from my mouth. Shen, you even licked it away. I was really starting to feel drunk. My head was getting fuzzy. Shen, you whispered. Ah, Chun, go to sleep. There's something in the wine that will make you pass out. All I could think was, crap. I was planning to use this wedding to show my loyalty to Shen Yu, but I ended up being drugged by her. My plan to marry Lin Mengyi seems impossible to wash away now. When we get back, Shen Yu is definitely going to punish me hard. Shen, you've got it. All W. I desperately tried to explain, but as soon as I said a single word, I completely passed out. Lin Mengyao stared wide-eyed. He's my groom, and you dare to knock him out in front of everyone. Lin Mengaoxing, you narrowed her eyes at the woman in front of her. That neck is so slender, it could be snapped. So, Isli, she's a Chun's favorite woman. If she dies, maybe Ah-chun would stop thinking about other women. Shen Yu's beautiful eyes were filled with murderous intent. Part of her really wanted to kill her. But then, Ah-chun would hate me. Shen Yu suppressed the violent rage inside. She said coldly, I'm warning you, you'd better stay away from him. Otherwise, who knows when he might decide to tear you to pieces. Lin Menjiao felt chills run through her body. She actually caught a glimpse of killing intent in that woman's eyes. Any menos, no way. She couldn't let Shen Yu take Ju Chun away from the wedding. Otherwise, wouldn't that totally humiliate her? Lin Menjiao raised her voice. Security. Security. Where are they? When the security guards saw the scene, they didn't dare step forward. So Shen, you just took me away like that. The guests started whispering among themselves. You can tell right away this woman is loaded. And she's got an amazing figure too. Mengyao just can't compare to her. Zhu Chang is one lucky guy. Lin Mengyao, in her white wedding dress, watched helplessly as her groom was led away by another woman. Hearing the guests all say she couldn't compare to Shen Yu, Lin Mengyao was about to lose her mind from anger. This was the first time she'd ever been so humiliated. Lin Mengyao stomped her foot. Jiu Chun only loves her. So what if Shen Yu took Jiu Chun away? As long as she waves him over, he'll come crawling back to her like a dog. La Chiachinaida was locked in the bedroom by Shen Yu. She sat by the bed, dropping her frosty demeanor, gently caressing the man's face on the bed. Aw, Chun, if only you could always be disobedient. How wonderful that would be. Why can't you love me? Shen Yu's voice trembled, each word forced out. Fragile and pitiful, watching you treat other women so well. I'm so jealous, I'm going crazy. Awa-chun, stay by my side in this whole world. You're all I want. Shen Yu stared at me on the bed for a long time. Then she staggered to her feet. She couldn't stay any longer. Every time she saw me, all she could think of was me and Lin Mingyao in our wedding outfits, standing together. She was afraid she'd lose control, afraid she'd hurt her beloved Achun. Shen Yu went outside. She ordered a coffin to be prepared, one big enough for two. In a hoarse voice, Shen Yu gave her instructions. Butler Wang froze for a moment. Miss, what is this for? Ditu ave us. No matter who dies first, are to kill the other as soon as possible. Shen Yu gave the order steadily. Whether in life or death, they would die together. Butler Wang's face turned grim. Miz is probably afraid young Master Jiu might commit suicide. If young Master Jiu killed himself, Miss would lie in the coffin along with him. Shen Yu went to the training grounds, she said calmly. Train with me. Shen Yu was abducted at a young age and trained to be a cold-blooded killing machine. Achi, 16. She finally returned to the Shen family. She lived in constant bloodshed and only became head of the Shen Financial Group because of her own strength. Climbing her way over countless corpses, everyone's face turned pale with fear. Their master's fighting prowess was no match for any of them. In fact, their master looked like she was in a terrible mood. Were they about to be used as punching bags? Shen Yu stepped onto the sparring platform. All of you, get up here. She looked at the first row of shadow guards below. The shadow guards trembled as they walked up. When facing Shen Yu, they put in their full strength, yet still couldn't fight back. The sound of bodies thudding against the floor echoed again and again. Shen Yu launched one shadow guard after another into the air. They lay on the ground, clutching their chests, groaning in pain after beating up the shadow guards. Shen Yu's rage finally subsided a bit. She went back to her room and soaked herself in the bath. I woke up, gazing lifelessly at the ceiling. After being drugged by Shen Yu, all my plans were ruined. Shen Yu thought I wanted to marry Lin Mengyan, which would be nearly impossible to fix now. Making her happy again would be almost impossible. I sighed deeply. I just came back to life. And my first scene is already on hard mode. What a screwed up life. I might as well start thinking about how to please Shen Yu. Otherwise, when a yandere like Shen Yu loses it, it's terrifying. The sound of running water came from the bathroom. I looked over. Shen Yu is in the bathroom. My thoughts start to race. Shen Yu is wearing a bathrobe, barefoot, stepping on the floor. She walked out of the bathroom. Suddenly, I sprung out. I pinned Shen Yu against the wall. Shen Yu instinctively grabbed my neck. When she saw it was me, she loosened her grip with this kind of intimate contact with me. Shen Yu's heart was pounding uncontrollably. Shen Yu, I want to talk to you about the wedding. Wedding? Shen Yu curled her lips into a smile. I ruined the wedding between you and the woman you love. Ekin, do you hate me for that? I shook my head. No, I don't hate you. Shen Yu, even if you hadn't drugged me, I would have obediently followed you. Honestly, maybe I used to hate Shen Yu for locking me up, not giving me freedom. But after seeing her avenge me and even try to die with me, I don't hate her at all anymore. Shen, you let out a low laugh. Ikan, you really know how to sweet talk people. Are you afraid I'll kill Lin Mengao? So you're acting here with me. Is that it? No matter what I say now, it's wrong. If I say I hate her, Shen, you will go crazy. If I say I don't, she'll say I'm faking it. What a headache. Ekin, if you dare try to run again, I can't promise I won't do something to Lin Mengyan. Your mom and dad and your sisters, Shen Yu said the coldest words in the gentlest tone. The old me would have had a hysterical fight with Shen Yu. But the me in this life just thinks, damn, there's actually such a good deal. I wanted to rebel again. But the moment Shen Yu had that thought, I shook it off immediately. No way. Not a good idea. After all, Shen Yu is terrifying when she's obsessive. If she really turns me into a specimen or never lets me out again, what would I do? What if she never lets me leave again? It's best if I stop provoking this yen. Ekin, if you keep up this act, don't even think about running away from me. The people you care about will stay safe. Otherwise, don't blame me. Shen, you said quietly, forget him, Ikon, devote both your heart and body to me. In my mind, a line from a novel I once read popped up. If you want a woman to calm down and stop talking, just kiss her. So I leaned in and kissed Shen Yu's red lips. Shen Yu was stunned for a moment. Then the sarcasm started to build up inside. For someone as proud as he, he's actually willing to go this far to protect Lin Ming. He's really loved Lin Mengyao to the limit. Truly envy, and it's honestly something to be jealous of. The air was filled with an ambiguous tension, and gradually it was Shen Yu who took the lead. This enchantingly beautiful woman pushed me onto the bed. I frowned. Isn't this kind of not right? Shouldn't the man be on top and the woman underneath? Shen Yu spoke hoarsely. If you want to protect Lin Mengyao and the Lin family, then please me with your body. I always knew deep down that I'd be devoured by Shen Yu. But when the moment came, my heart started beating fast. I was completely drained. The next morning, when I woke up, Shen Yu was already gone. Thinking about last night's craziness, I felt a little uncomfortable. Last night, Shen Yu was the one in control the whole time. I went back to my own room and opened the walk-in closet Shen Yu prepared for me. I froze. It was packed full of all kinds of clothes and shoes and such, all of them custom made for me by Shen Yu. I used to refuse to use Shen Yu's stuff, so I'd never opened this closet. I picked out an outfit and went into the bathroom, got myself ready, and even had a servant cut my hair short. Downstairs, dining room. Shen Yu was already sitting at the dining table. The servants all looked shocked. I paused at the bottom of the stairs. Ms. Young Master Ji Yu is here. The servant opened the door to the dining room. Shen Yu looked up. When she saw the new me, her pupils shrank slightly, and her expression seemed a little absent. I cleared my throat. Well, Shen Yu, Shen Yu nodded. I breathed a sigh of relief. It's good, her mood didn't change. Shen Yu's temper is unpredictable. I was worried changing my hairstyle would make her overthink again. Yeah, Master Gu, please have a seat. Butler Wong pulled out a chair. This was the chair directly across from Shen Yu. I glanced at it, but didn't take the seat. Instead, I sat down next to Shen Yu. Butler Wong was stunned. I used to always avoid Miss Achi meal time. I'd sit as far from Miss as possible. So how come this time I sat next to her? Shen Yu's gaze never left me. Those beautiful eyes filled with curiosity. After what I did to her last night, she didn't get mad. Being stared at made me uncomfortable. What's wrong? Shen Yu looked away and commanded, "Serve me breakfast." I vaguely remembered, Shen Yu likes shrimp. So I peeled some shrimp for her and placed them near her red lips. Shen Yu gently took a bite. I couldn't help but think, when Shen Yu isn't acting crazy, she's really sweet, very easy to get along with. Come on, eat some more! I was feeding her like I was addicted, one bite after another for Shen Yu. Butler Wong wasn't paying attention for a second, and I actually fed her a piece of lamb. Butler Wong blurted out, "Young Master Ji Yu, wait." I looked at Butler Wong, confused. Miss is allergic to lamb, but before he could finish, He saw Shen Yu eat the piece of lamb. I was perplexed. Butle wrong. Shen Yu. What's the matter with lamb and Shen Yu? Butler Wong fell silent. Never mind. Nothing. What else could he say? Shen Yu felt an itch in her throat. She stood up from her chair. Fool. She went back to her bedroom and took out a bottle of allergy medicine from the drawer. Swallowed it with some water. I still felt something was off, so I followed her upstairs. Shen Yu had taken medicine, but her skin still broke out in a rash. She applied some ointment to her arms. I pushed open the door and walked in. Shen Yu shot a dangerous look toward the door, but when she saw it was me, she clearly hesitated. Her cold aura faded. She tried to cover up the rash on her arm. What are you doing here? I walked over to her and pulled down her hand. Her pale and slender arm was covered in red spots. What's wrong with your arm? I frowned and asked. It's nothing serious. Just a bit of an allergy. Shen, you pressed her lips together. Allergy, I suddenly remembered what the butler never got to finish saying. You're allergic to lamb. Well, since it's an allergy, then why did you just eat lamb? Because Shen Yu parted her lips. This is what you gave me, Echan. As long as it's fed by you personally, even if it's poison, I'd eat it without hesitation. How could she bear to refuse his kindness? I stayed silent with his obsessive nature. It's definitely something he'd do. Honestly, I don't really get it. Why would someone as beautiful and capable as Shen Yu like me? Before, I thought, Shen, you only saw me as a beloved toy or plaything until after I died, when I existed as a soul. I saw him kiss my giant, hideous corpse. That's when I realized he really likes me. The kind of liking that gives his heart away. I put on a cold face. For the first time, I spoke to Shen Yu in a strong, domineering way. You're not allowed to mistreat yourself like this anymore. From now on, I'll slowly learn about your competitive interests. You don't need to accommodate me anymore. Shen, you stared at him intently. There seemed to be starlight sparkling in her eyes. Maybe she thought she was being too serious. So, Ayajid, I'll feel bad if you do this. Let me apply the medicine for you. Gentleness and sincerity are a killer combo. I should treat Shen Yu better. Don't be sneaky or do anything else. Maybe this way, Shen, you won't imprison me. I squeezed a little ointment onto my hand, then gently applied it to Shen Yu's arm. After finishing the application, Shen Yu, how do you feel now? Does it feel better? Some spots with allergic reactions haven't been treated yet. Shen Yu's gaze dimmed slightly. Where else? I was a bit confused. Didn't all the places with rashes get medicine already? Let me tell you. Shen, you pulled my hand in front of her. My hand trembled. Shen, you whispered in my ear. With an enticing tone, Achun, help me apply the medicine, okay? Ambiguous tension filled the air. My ears felt tingling and numb. How did I never notice before how alluring Shen Yu is? I simply can't resist. I nodded blankly. Okay. Shen Yu's beautiful eyes filled with laughter. That area is covered by clothing. Shen Yu guided my hand to the buttons of her white shirt. Good girl, A-chun, unbuttoning. Her voice carried a hint of seduction. I followed her instructions. With shaking hands, unbuttoned the shirt. It was my first time seeing Shen Yu's inner beauty. Last night, the lights went out, so I didn't see anything clearly. I was stunned. Suddenly, I felt something dripping from my nose. Sticky and gooey. I wiped my hand, seeing red on it. My face flushed, bright red. I'm going to wash up. I covered my nose and ran into the bathroom. A flash of darkness appeared in Shen Yu's eyes. She softly said, A-chun, likes my body. That's Nisi in the bathroom. After stopping my nosebleed, I splashed cold water on my face. It took a lot to calm down, but In my mind, Shen Yu's half-undressed look popped up automatically. My nose started bleeding again. I stayed in the bathroom for a full 15 minutes before coming out. Shen Yu was sitting on the sofa, flipping through a magazine. I thought Shen Yu would apply the medicine herself, but the ointment was still sitting on the coffee table. It's obvious she's waiting for me to apply it. Shen Yu closed the magazine. "Come over," she ordered firmly. I took a deep breath, moved to stand in front of Shen Yu, continued applying the medicine. I closed my eyes and nervously reached toward Shen Yu. I dared not look. Just wearing clothes is enough to give me a nosebleed. What if she wasn't dressed? That would be ridiculous. But how am I supposed to unbutton it for her? They say there's a button on the shirt, but I can't find it. I fumbled around aimlessly. My hand felt like it was on fire. Everywhere I touched burned hot. Suddenly, Shen Yu grabbed my wrist. "No need," she said. "I'll do it myself." Her voice was tinged with suppressed restraint. If we keep going like this, he's afraid he'll lose control and pounce on me. Later, he still has an important meeting to attend. As I let out a sigh of relief, I also felt a hint of disappointment. There was still a lingering warmth on my fingertips. For some reason, my fingers felt hot. Shen Yu had already taken off her clothes and was applying the ointment. Strangely enough, this bed, other than some red rashes on the neck and arms, only has them in this area. I really wanted to look, but didn't dare. Just one glance shouldn't hurt, right? I struggled for a bit inside and snuck a peek at Shen Yu, expressionless, seriously applying medicine to herself. Ironically, that serious look made her seem even more frustrated. My nose started bleeding again. Luckily, Shen Yu didn't see it this time. Once more, I rushed into the bathroom. When I came out, Shen Yu was already dressed again, back to her cool, indifferent demeanor. As soon as I saw Shen Yu, I remembered the scene of her applying medicine on herself. I cursed myself for being so spineless. Chun, come here. Shen Yu's voice was a little hoarse. I walked over. Shen Yu pulled me onto her lap. With a turn, she pressed me onto the sofa. Our bodies were pressed together. I could feel the softness against my front and started to let my mind wander again. Is he going to do something? Is he going to squeeze me again after last night's intensity? Coming back for more today? I wonder if Chun's still around. Shen Yu's slender fingers lifted my chin. Compared to Lin Mingyao, whose figure is better. You, of course, yours is better. Not only is Shen Yu beautiful, her figure is also top-notch, voluptuous, long legs, and a slim waist. Lin Mengyao looks like a pure little flower. Her body is skinny and dry. Shen Yu's eyes narrowed dangerously. You've seen Lin Mengyao's body. My survival instinct kicked in, and I shook my head fiercely. I've only seen yours. Other women, I've only seen with their clothes on.